Yeah, I think it's recording now. All right. So basically, good afternoon, everyone. So we have this consultation time just to give chance to students to ask questions and also probably clarify some things, especially with regards to the assessment that we have. So the due date for that is very soon. It's 1 week from now. And so I think I have one or two students. They sent me their draft. I could provide a very general feedback on that, but it has to be sent very soon so that I have some time to look at it. Okay. Anyway, for those of you who are here, I'm sharing the screen now of our assessment task one. Yeah, I'm prepared to answer some questions or clarifications. Who wants to start? Ask me. You want to? Yeah.
No, I don't really have that many questions. I
Yeah.
thought this is gonna be you just sharing more stuff with us.
No. So basically, the consultation is not more of okay. So as I mentioned in my announcement, it's more of having the time for consulting, for asking questions. So basically, there's not much additional things that I could potentially give out, but if you want, I can still go through again on the expectation of the task. But you said you don't have much question, but do you have anything? Have you done something already in relation to the preparation or at least
Yes.
drafting? Yeah.
Yeah. First question, how soon would you need it? Because like I'm almost done with my draft and I was hoping to send it to you. Would like COB tomorrow be okay for you?
Tomorrow.
Or has it say?
Okay, that's fine. I have a whole day class tomorrow as well. But yeah, that's fine until COB tomorrow. That should be okay. Probably I'll have a few more days until Thursday to give out some very general feedback. I don't have much time, and then it will
Mm-hmm.
give you a few days to actually do something on my general feedback. So the feedback will quite general. I think you have already experienced in our previous class. So it's quite general, but at least it will give you a bit of an idea of
Yeah.
if you're in the right direction or not. Yeah, that should be okay.
And and also for the literature review, is like four including Sydney okay? Like um
Sorry, what was the
for
question?
for the literature review, can I
Yes.
do like four locations per se,
Yes, you can. Yeah,
including
that should be
Sydney?
okay. At least
Is
minimum
that
of
enough?
three.
Okay.
That should be okay as long as you give at least some sort of discussion about them.
Mm-hmm.
Mention about some of the treatment methods that they're doing and also discuss about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mentioned here including Sydney, and I think one of the things in Sydney that you can actually make as an example is the Advanced Recycling Center in Western Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have a DPR project. We have a demonstration one, and that could be a potentially one that you could include, not IPR, but more of the DPR potential DPR project in Sydney. So do you know that I mentioned in our class, the advanced?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one would be a good example to include.
And
And the
basically just addressing that, we're not actually actively using DPR in Sydney
yeah,
and just making that remark.
making that remark and at least describe something what's going on in that project.
Okay.
At least, yeah. Just mentioning it a bit is not good enough. Just at least you have to discuss something about it and what's going on.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. Yeah. If you can find some examples around the world, of course, the usual ones in Africa and some in the US, probably in Texas. So there's a number of examples of DPR. Sometimes we tend to how to say mix up DPR and IPR. For
Mm-hmm.
example, many of the students previously mentioned about Singapore being in the DPR system. It's not. It's more of the
Mm-hmm.
IPR. So Singapore is not exactly a good example for a DPR, but more of an IPR. So you can select some of the even the newer projects that are not yet, how to say, being used. That could be
Mm-hmm.
potentially be discussed as well. But those that have been used already for quite some time now, like in the US, in California, or in Africa, would be very good examples.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I was definitely one of those people who use Singapore then.
Yeah. So yeah, it's more of an IPR. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right.
good.
That's fine. Is that all you need to the other sections, are those clear enough for you? We discussed, for example, in situational analysis, we did some examples in class. So I think some of the points there could be reused and just to have to expound them. So we did some exercises in class during that time. Um, yeah, of course, all of this stuff here definitely can be answered right away with Gen AI, definitely. But we have a way, we don't have really a software to detect similarities for Gen AI, but we will have an idea exactly if it's Gen AI is used. So I would suspect many of the students will probably use Gen AI, but just get us a, we encourage it, but make use of it in more have the ethical way. So please don't just copy and paste. And I know you're not doing it for you guys here, but just to have a reminder that ethical way of using Gen AI is encouraged here.
Just like you said, for the SWOT analysis, I have used the points that we discussed in class, but
Yeah.
just obviously expanded them. So I haven't really been using resources per se, besides
Mm-hmm.
our like module resources.
Look, these are good points, yes, but those points would be good during your discussion. You will have to, how to say, provide some supporting arguments from literature so you can have some citations because it's good that we have discussed this in class as an example starting point. However, those points that we were raising or we were discussing in class, those also are gotten from somewhere else. So it's good to have some sort of supporting citations. Like the arguments needs to be supported from the literature. So every time I do a checking or marking for this one, especially for one whole section, if there's no citation at all, that's a question mark for me
Mm-hmm.
because just because of course we have our own idea, we have our own opinion, but is to make it stronger, justification and also discussion, you need to have at least a supporting argument from literature, and that is to provide some citations, and most probably citations, not all parts, but at least some major parts will have some citations. Some general opinion or general idea, you don't have need citation, but if something specific, that would be like if you are mentioning some figures or some numbers, this needs to be supported from the literature.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So don't leave out especially every single section. Probably except abstract. There's no citation expected here. But for background, SWOT, all other sections except conclusion,
Mm-hmm.
then these citations need to be needed there, need to be incorporated. And aside from that, as I mentioned in class a few times already, that having figures and tables would be a really good thing to showcase. Not only getting figures and citing them from the literature, but also perhaps making your own figure, especially in this part here, stakeholder analysis. There's a matrix there that we also made a bit of discussion in the class. The matrix there need to be in the figure. Also, this situation as in a figure, something like that. You'd add some new figures that you probably summarize on your own or you made it in your own. That would be a better way of, as how to say, as a way of telling me or showcasing that you have understood what you're writing, not only getting all the stuff coming from literature.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
somebody just sent me a message, or let me just check. Where's the chat? Uh, is there a chat there?
Yes, there is. It
Sorry,
says,
where's the chat? I don't know. Here. Okay. Okay. I have a doubt regarding the length of report. From Rutu, I have in total 24 pages, but less than 6,000 words. Is it fine? Yeah, that's fine. But how much less of a 6,000 words when you say if you just have like 3,000 words, that would be too short? In most cases, though, this is just a guide. The template that we have provided is just a guide. If you look at even the limits of words per section here, this is just a guide. So this is not absolute thing. You can have your own, liberty to expand or shorten. Of course, the more concise, the better. But as per our experience, many students, have more time and more chance to discuss things. So they have longer version of the report. But if you say less than 6,000, between 5,000 6,000, that's fine. That should be okay. More concise, that's the better. I'm not sure how it becomes 24 pages though. Um, Perhaps because you are putting a lot of figures, probably. Now, it's okay to, as I mentioned, we encourage to put figures, but 18, 18 font? 18, 18. That's too big. That's too big font, I think. Just use 12. 12 or 11. That's too big. 18. That's very, very big font. You don't need to have that kind of font size. But I suspect having a 24 pages, probably you have a lot of figures and tables. Now, we encourage you to include figures and tables, but not too much. If they are only, how to say, they are only related to what you're discussing. But if you're putting a lot of figures, like 10 figures, but you are just mentioning like figure 10 shows this, and there's not much discussion, there's no need for those figures. So make sure if you use figures, they are relevant, and you have discussed also in the report. All right, Rutul. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Combination of figures and discussion. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Look, don't worry too much about the pages and the words. It's more of the content, the relevance of your content and how you discuss, and also, of course, make it more technical. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, just that's fine for your literature review. But make sure that there's a balance, okay? Because each one we have like we put here some markings for each. So this means that these are equal in terms of their marking. So if you have too much in your literature review and you have very short in the other sections, that would not be a really good way to do that report. So there should be at least a balance for that. Of course, I expect literature review will be more lengthy, but at the same time, make sure that you have also quality content and enough length as well for each of the other sections. Especially that our topic is more of stakeholder, so that would be where most of the relevant information and discussions will be. Some situational until from 3 to 5. Okay. Yeah. So okay. No worries, Rutul. Any other, Professor Shun is actually here. So yeah. So you can also ask questions, general questions with regards to anything related to the class and to the Black One content as well, or the assessment especially. Anything else? Ask me or from other guys. Who else are here?
All
I have a
good for
question.
me.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
All right. Go ahead, Yan. Yeah.
Yeah, for the references, you said that it was mainly about articles peer reviewed and quality content, but are some websites like a Bureau of Statistics and things like that
Yes.
okay for the?
Yes.
Okay.
So mainly, I think you can include a lot of peer-reviewed articles. Mainly, as I showed you in the class about Google Scholar connecting to the UTS library. And I think because we're talking about projects here, I would suspect that you have a lot of websites as well, like government websites or some other websites, council websites, for example, that you can include.
Okay.
As much as possible, don't use Wikipedia for this.
Yeah.
Of course, when you use Gen AI, there's a lot of false references as well and citations, so be careful with that one. I'm sure even if you just copy this whole thing and put it in ChatGPT and ask to answer it, it will generate a lot of I think the whole report will be generated. But at the same time, the references and all of the contents there need to be verified because not all are exact and factual. And so, especially the references there, the citations, it's very easy to identify if it's generated by Gen AI because sometimes it just generate nonsense things. in terms of citation and references. But still, we encourage you, but make sure that you have that personal touch, your own opinion, and you have your own editing that you have done, and making sure that you write a more critical thing based from your own understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, Yan? Yes. So in terms of reference, yes, that's fine. You can use those peer-reviewed articles. Um, okay.
And
When I
in
say
the
it's general websites, the websites here, general websites, just those unknown websites. It's just those more of websites that are not really, if it's government websites, they are more factual there, so you can use them. But those unknown websites, don't trust them so much.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And for the background, is it possible just to take one figure from the course to put in the report or no?
Sorry, what was that? Use one figure from the course. When you say one figure from the course, you
Like
mean, yeah,
from the course you gave us 3 weeks ago,
yeah.
just to explain one point in the background, is it possible to use it again in the report, or do we have to, or is it forbidden to use the content of the course to illustrate something in the
Look,
background?
you can have that liberty to use some of the figures we have used as well in the course, but just make sure that I'm not sure. We tried as much as possible to put the citations there as well. The PPT, and it's shown there. Sometimes we just put it in the comment section, so it's not shown really in the slide. But if you use some of the figures there, make sure that the actual how to say source will be cited. And
Okay.
I think many of these sources, and one of the major sources you will have for this is the Sydney Metropolitan Water Plan, and the
Yeah.
latest one I think is in. Or I don't know. There's a latest document we've provided in maybe an updated one, the 2017 and I think 2021 thing. I think it's already uploaded in our Canvas. You can start from that, and Professor Sean has already discussed this one in the initial first day. I think generally for the Sydney Water Metropolitan Plan, and I think that's a very good start. At the same time, the one that I provided as well on Canvas, I'm not sure if I can show it here. Let me see. We are in Canvas in modules. I think there's another document there that is related to stakeholder engagement. So basically okay, let me just view student on the advanced water recycling in Western Sydney, and that is a very good source of, especially in the stakeholder part and a general background of Sydney as well. It should be somewhere here. Okay. Uh, this one is one good, very good. So most of these provided readings are actually very good sources for this assignment. So many of these are very good sources. This one is the older version. This is the newer version. And I think I'm not too sure which one here is the one in advanced water recycling. It should be here as well, or I may have forgotten to put it. Asmid, have you seen that document? Because you mentioned you're using about advanced water recycling in creeks. What's that? What
Kemps
place is that?
Creek?
Yeah, Kemps Creek. Do you have that
Um,
document?
no.
Is there you don't have, but it should be. I just changed the title, but it should be somewhere here. If not, I'll try to provide it additional today. Otherwise, you can just search it in Google, and it's publicly available. That part there on the stakeholder engagement and the plan for that. That's a very good source for this assignment as well, especially to the stakeholder engagement part as well. Yeah. So I hope Yan, I have answered your question.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, great. Um, are you all using EndNote? Are you all using reference managers?
Yep,
Okay,
I
that's
am.
good. You are. That's great. I mean, it's highly encouraged. In fact, I said it's a required, but I sometimes some students are really having some trouble using that one. But as much as possible, we encourage you to use as EndNote or RefWorks or other reference managers, so that it will be easier for you to manage your references and citations, and has highly encouraged. All right. Can Mew take? Can Mew take? Or you have any questions?
Yes, I do not have any specific questions, but I'm doing with the assignment currently and I lost my way and that is why I'm here to listen in something. Yeah.
Sorry, you lost your what?
Yes, I lost my way. And now currently I'm doing situation analysis in this
Okay.
report and
So
yes, I lost my way and currently I can't maybe overwhelm me or something like it. That is why I'm now coming here and listening. Yeah.
okay, a good place to also, because sometimes yeah, it's gonna be confusing sometimes, maybe sometimes it's quite overwhelming for some. But we also provided some examples of this. So if you go to our modules, there are some previous examples. Where's the previous examples? Here, task one exemplars. Yeah. So if you go to this part here in task one, in block one module, then you can see some examples from previous years, which are quite generally the template and all are very similar. Of course, there are some a little bit of tweaks just to make some changes, but these examples will give you an idea. Some are already I put some, how to say, not all are shown here, but you could have a sense of the flow. So you could have a very similar flow. In your case, it's just a matter of adding, inputting some newer, ideas or information coming from various sources. That's why some are actually blackened out here. But yeah, so you can go and see these examples, Kin and other students. So it will be better for you to have as a guide, and also at least also look at some of the poor ones that are also good to see what are not so good example as well. Now, Kin, if there are other questions aside from today's consultation, never hesitate because it's been a few weeks already. Never hesitate to send me an email or Professor Sean, and so we can also help out. Make sure that we can help you out to submit on time and also at the quality that we are expecting from this task as well. So, Kin, yeah, just let us know if you have further questions later on.
Yes, Leonard, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's great. Is there anything else? Also, there's a EndNote here. Instructions on how to use EndNote, just in case. But this is an old version, but general idea should be the same. You can always install EndNote, and it's free for UTS students and staff as well. So it's in the library. Okay. Is there any other questions from you guys?
No, thank you.
No problem. I think I'll just give the floor to Professor Sean if he has something else to announce or anything else. Professor Sean.
Yeah, thank you for joining this consultation timing. Thank you, Leonard. I just want to say a few words. You can see the chat box now. So you can click this chat box link. Because we are now going through the advanced water and wastewater. So this course is very much related to the Australian Water Association. So this is the largest organization and association in Australia. So they are planning to organize the New South Wales Young Water Professional Water Industry Careers Night. So I'm sure that most of people are very much interested in this opportunity. So you can see that briefly what they are planning to do during this career night. Also, I'm planning to have a little bit of talk, and then a lot of industry people from Sydney Water, Water Planning, Arab, and then Department of Climate Change, Environment. So if we have time, so this will be held in 8th of April next month in 3 weeks. So it's good timing. You can join at 6 p.m. So we start from 5:30 to 6 p.m. to 7:30, just 1.5 hour, Tuesday. So you can join this event. And this will give you a little bit more idea how this career you can possibly going through if you are interested in the water area. So this is the good practice-based career night. So please join us, and you can have a little bit of fun with the AWA and the industry people. So register. So you can see the registration.
Yeah, this
So
one.
this is from this building. So it's very easily accessed, building 11. So you can come and then you can join this event on 8th of April.
So I think this one is in person, yes? Or this is in person and this one is also
This
online.
is in person, but the online is available.
Mhm.
So you can register online if you like. So you can select one of them.
I think this is a very good opportunity for everybody to join in. So this is also
Exactly.
recorded, so we can just put it on, and so other people can see this one as well.
Okay, I can promote it if you agree. Then I can
Yeah,
send it
yes.
to everybody as well.
Of course, yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
All right. Any question from the students?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thanks for the
All
heads
right.
up. I think I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
If you have
Wonderful.
any questions, send the email. Yeah, we are happy to keep supporting you.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank
yeah.
you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And good luck. Okay.
Thank you.
All the best.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.